my partner. So let's now set the alignment of the labels in our app as the final touches to the calculator. So yeah, we will have to do this in the designer window. For that, click on the designer button at the top right portion. Go into the designer window. Okay, the designer window is visible to us now. First, let's add a label into the interface. So we have already the label option selected in the palette tab at the left. Now, place the cursor at the label option. Then, click and drag the label above the title calculator. Now move the cursor to the right side into the properties and click on the box of the text option. Then, select and remove the text from the box. Can you notice any changes now? Yes, the spacing. The alignment seems much better now. Now, click on the title or calculator. Let's make the font of the text bold by ticking on the font bold option in the properties tab. Okay, the text looks bold now. As we have adjusted the space for the title label, what's next? Let's do the same for the boxes of two values. So, click on label again. Then, drag and drop it just below the title label or just above the label for the first value. Now, select the text of the label from the Properties tab and remove the text. And that's done. Now, if you look closely at the boxes of the two values, you can see that the symmetry of the two boxes is not up to the mark. The first value labels box is placed a bit backward in comparison with the box of the second value. So let's add another label to move the box of the first value a little to the right. Then, click on the label option in the palette tab. Drag and place the new label between the text of the first value and its box. Now move the cursor to the Properties tab and click on the box of the text option. Then select the text and remove the text. Still the first box seems a little bit misaligned. Let's put the cursor inside the text box again and add some space. Still it shows no change now, right? Don't worry, the alignment will be perfect when we simulate the output in our phone. Don't you think that there's a gap needed between the first value and the second value? For that, click on the label option and drag the new label to place it between the two values. Then select the text of the label from the text option in the Properties tab and remove it. Ta-da! That's it! Over to the next part now. Again, click on the label and this time drag the label and put it just below the label for the second value. Then, as we have done before, click on the text option in the Properties tab and remove the text from that box. That was easy, right? Did you know which is the first ever commercially produced mechanical calculator? It's the arithmometer and was designed by 𝗙𝗵𝗲𝗀. Its production debut was in 1851 and it was the first commercially successful calculator which could do all the four arithmetic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Now let's deal with the alignment of the buttons for our arithmetic operations. First, click on Addition button and then tick on the Font Bold option from the Properties tab to make the font of the button bold in character. Then let's put a gap between the buttons for addition and subtraction. So, click on Label. Then bring and place it right between the two buttons. Now, select the text of this newly added label from the text option in Properties and remove the text. Let's do the same for the subtraction button now. So, what is the first step? Yes, click on the subtraction button and tick on Font Bold. Now, the button is bold and let's adjust the gap between the subtraction button and multiplication button. Click on the label option and drag it to place between the two buttons. Then, remove the text of the label from the text box just as we did for others. That's done. Now, click on the multiplication button. And what can we do to make the font bold now? Yes, tick on Font Bold and it's done. let's move on to spacing. So click on the label option from the palette tab and drag it to place it between the multiplication button and the division button. Now take the text option, then select and remove the text. We have one more button, right? The division button. So click on it and make the font bold by ticking on the font bold option in the properties tab. Okay, what do we have to do next? We have one more spacing to do now. Yes, between the result label and the buttons. So click on label and drag it to put it just above the result label. Then click on the text option in the properties and remove the random text of the new label. Great! Now let's click on the result label and then click on the font bold to make the text bold. We also have the label to display the result near to that. Click on it and make it bold by ticking on the font bold option. Now we can adjust the size of the text as it is very crucial to see the result clearly. So click on font size, which is in the properties tab, and give it the value of 16. What do you think is the need of this text for label 5 in here? Let's remove that text from the text option. Now let's have a sigh of relief, because guess what? We have made it through, my buddy. After so many steps and labels, we have finally completed our game. Interested for the final preview? But this time, we need not go to the connect option and have a temporary view at the output. But instead, we can just download the app and make it work as a proper Android app. So, are you excited? Well then, let's get on with it. Yes, so let's go to the build option right next to the connect option and click on it. From the options, click on Android app. The app will be downloaded once the progress bar completes its loading and will display the new window with QR code that we have to scan to start the downloading. This loading may take a couple of seconds, alright? Ever heard about the black hole number? We call 4 the black hole number. You know why? Okay, think of a random word. Say calculator. The word calculator has 10 letters in it. Now, how many letters are there in the word 10? 3. Okay, how many letters are there in the word 3? 5. Alright, and 5 has 4 letters in that word. So, how many letters are there in the word 4? 4. And that's the end of it. You reach this dead end for whatever word you choose here. Thus, 4 is called the black hole number. And yes, now we have the window with the QR code. So scan this QR code and command the download. Let me share my mobile phone screen to show you the whole procedure. Now you can see my mobile phone screen with the MIT AI2 companion app opened in it. Choose the scan QR code option and scan the QR code in the app. A new tab opens in the browser to download the app. Choose OK from the initial pop-up regarding the security of the device. Our file to install the app will start downloading now, and as soon as it is completed, choose the Open option from the notification. Then choose Install from the new window to commence the installation of the app. Once the installation is complete, let's choose the Open option to open our calculator app. Hooray! Our app is ready and it's official now. What a fantastic feeling this is, my dear. Shall we kickstart the app by solving a problem? Of course. So let's put the first value as 55 and second value as 80. Initially, add these numbers by pressing the addition button. The result, which is 135, is displayed in style for us. Let's do all the 3 arithmetic operations: subtraction, multiplication and division. Perfect and precise, isn't it? Now we can try with other values and check whether the calculator will give us the correct results. Not only that, the design of the app and the alignment of the labels also has come out in its utmost perfection. the brilliant block coding that we have done is also reflected in the working of our app. High five, my partner! This was a brilliant experience and I am sure your opinion won't be different. By designing a calculator, we could understand the mechanism of a calculator with supreme focus. Now we can look at a calculator in a much more authentic manner. I will meet you with another interesting topic. Until then, bye-bye.